Okay, so hello everyone, Leo here, Chilean physician and science fiction author, and this is the horizontal video about my recent traveling in Peru.
Mr. Ventura.
There's someone on the way. Something.
You may have seen two recent short videos that I uploaded, and those were they contain material from that journey, and now I just want to tell you a little bit more of what I was doing there.
What did you do? What did you do?
So basically I went there because I was invited to several literary events, and I was there with my wife as well with Michel Deb from CH Ediciones, and we had a great time. We got to share a lot of ideas of in terms of science fiction and literature in general. So fantastic journey. This year has been a blessing in terms of the places I've traveled. What can I say?
Didn't you say that last year? And the year before that.
This year, it's my year.
So basically I wanted to tell you this, the events where I participated. There were mainly, I would say, there were let's say three key moments. First, I was part of the FIL Lima 2023, which is the Feria Internacional del Libro de Lima, the International Book Festival of Lima. Big event, very important. And I was there sharing some and supporting our friends from Pandemonium publisher, Peruvian, as well as future fiction, people from future fiction represented by Francesco Verso, who came from Italy all the way from Europe, and I got to meet a lot of other writers as well, and we had a lot of fun. So that was one day. I participated particularly in one of the conversations where we discussed our visions of the future of science fiction, and then another day we participated with some of the same people, including Michel this time, in what is called the Lima Future Club, and this happened in another part of Lima, but it was basically a continuity of this, talking about different ways that you can understand science fiction as a tradition that has its own essence depending on what's the place where it's being developed. So it was fantastic because there is a English-speaking perspective, what most of us know, and right now we're getting to know the Chinese science fiction, which is being fascinating, but there is even more. So Francesco Verso, for example, he would talk from the European point of view, Southern Europe, or let's say the non-English speaking Europe, or a cultural aspect of it. You can never encompass everything, but let's say he talked about this idea of science fiction from a decolonization project, in a way of trying to share science fiction without just one language filtering it, and exploring it that way, a very Marco Polo point of view. But there is also Rocío Quispe from Peru, as well as the United States, because she works there, who would give this perspective of local futurism that would validate itself just by being part of its own culture, and it can do futurism to the past even, and not only to the future. And then there was also the Chilean perspective represented by Michel and myself, where we talked about the Chilean case, in which even science fiction is very intertwined with our political and socio-political history and certain psychological cultural elements that have been studied and are proper to our culture, namely the Chilean fatalism, which can be optimistic or pessimistic, as well as our ambiguity as a society, which is something fascinating, and it can be traced within our science fiction.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
So those two events where we did a lot of that thinking, sharing, and then on another day we got together with even more great people, particularly I can say with the Qhipa Pacha group, which is It's a group of people involved with literature and culture in general over there in Peru. And those were the three main activities, if I had to put a name to each of them. But overall, great week. Got to meet a lot of people, share this idea, widen even more these concepts of places with different cosmovisions, and it was just great. And I could mention the name of all the people that I got to meet, but I'm thinking that, you know, I invite you to check some of my posts in Facebook or Instagram or my other social network where I mention them and all and certain other details, so this can be complemented with that. But anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you. Now I'm just gonna show you in a fast way all the books that I got in Peru.
Books! Oh! You have never interested me more.
It's gonna be fast just because I don't want this video to be extra long, but just for you to just get an idea of how much there is to be discovered all the time, basically. So I'm just gonna do this fast book touring. So I got, for example, this one, which was a historical rescue, let's say, legendary author. Another author that's very important over there. I got some anthologies. Now you can pause the video and check all the names. I know that it's valid. Sorry for not mentioning the specific details, but it's for it to be more so people can actually reach the end of this video. And you know, I got a lot of books. And many big hello to Paul Dark Mango and the friends over here. Let's see. Sorry for the chaotic moment, but it's kind of fun as well. This is another anthology. Actually, one of the authors was just over here in Chile. Got to meet him. And these hardcover books from Pandemonium, particularly this one that has also its Chilean version. So, as you can see, it was a trip that could be divided into multiple videos, but this is a summary in general, and we'll see the next place that I get to visit. But that's for another video. So hope you enjoyed this one, and see you in the next one. Take care.
Look, go away. Read some books.